Being a mother is the greatest gift.
The best job I could ever had.
Being a mother means everything to me. An unimaginable love that you feel and you have for another human being. Like they were inside of you, they know your heartbeat from the inside out.
Mother is enjoy, cry, depressed. It is everything. You not only teach a little one, you learn with the little one.
I wouldn't change being a mom. I wouldn't. Deja, beautiful. She had a smile, a soul, everything would just light up the world. And yeah, this is her baby. She's very outgoing. She's very smart and just beautiful.
Describing Kamari makes me smile. I call him Kamari Mandela because he had such a big impact on his peers. He was so loving.
Joel, it's not because of his mother, but he was very kind, funny, super funny. I'm from the south of Mexico. He have 2 months. I bring him in my travel in the whole adventure.
Louis really is every mother's child, regardless of his color, of his skin, and the community that he's from. He's every mother's child. Quiet, yet he knew who he was. Every Mother's Day for breakfast, it was burnt toast, bitter coffee, and nasty runny eggs. And I would eat that breakfast like it was made by the best chef in the world, with a smile on my face, because he literally would sit there and then ask me if I wanted.
He wanted to play basketball. If he could be a pro, he would.
She had a bright future ahead of her. She wanted to be a mother, first and foremost. She was taking up criminal justice.
It was always promising to go to Disney World. Every year was the same time. Hey, when are we going to Disney World? And I said the same response. Whenever you get the honor rolls, you're going to go to Disney World. We can plan it. He said, look, I may die, and I'll never get to go to Disney World. I was 8 months pregnant that year. We went to Disney World. And 2 years later, my child was killed.
Joel's birthday was on Friday. On Monday, the friends say they want to do something for him. He asked me for permission. And I say, if you wash the dishes, you can go. And he said, okay, I see you later. He gave me a kiss and everything. And it's when that happened, it was really fast. Jonathan received a phone call, and they say, something wrong happened to your brother. I just thinking like, oh my God, hopefully that nothing happened to him. Many things coming around to my head. But I have this hope to see him and say something. Because I know he's a new driver, and I think that was a car accident. When I'm arriving to Boston Medical Center, I asked him for if I can have information about somebody I think is a car accident. Until one lady came in, she asked me for the description of my son, and the lady told me, I have somebody inside, looks like you. You have to be ready. I'm sorry. I did, and I tried to save his life. Even when I'm walking behind her, I have this little hope. The person that she wants to show me, it is not my son. But unfortunately, it's not that way. Unfortunately, the person who was there is my son. So we not surely what really that happened. And the police doesn't have an answer. So that day is only one bullet go inside the car and hit the neck. That's it.
My son, his name is Kamari Aaron Perry. This is his picture right here. He was killed July 14th of 2023 on the highway. He was driving a moped and a car struck him and killed him.
Deja, she was murdered on Thanksgiving of 2021 due to domestic violence. We haven't celebrated Thanksgiving since 2021.
Well, Lewis never walked anywhere. The day he walked was the day he was killed. I was going to drive him to the station because, again, he never walked, and that's where we feared the most. But I didn't because my license had expired. And he says, come on, I'm going to be late to my meeting. What can happen? Let me just walk. I promise I will call you when I get there. That call never came from him. We had answering machine at that time, and there was a message from the Boston Public Library because they found his library card to say where Lewis was. I knew something bad had happened, yet not as bad as my son being shot in the head.
It was like my spirit left my body when he passed away on July 14th of 2023. I passed away with him.
There's no class or course to what do you do when your child is murdered, whether you have other children or you don't have any. What does one do? And so for me, that first year was grief that I couldn't even get out of bed.
Oh, that's my best friend. My world, he's my everything. And it just feels like I have an empty hole in my heart and a missing piece to the puzzle that I'm always gonna have.
Every day is different as the holidays come, and especially I feel like the worst is yet to come. I still have to explain to the 3-year-old as she gets older. I feel like it's never gonna end for myself.
I'd say to people, the day Lewis was killed is when I woke up. There was this sense of, whew, that would never happen to me because I'm not one of those people. And then it did on December 20th. Someone found out that Lewis wanted to be the first black president. He was going to a Christmas party for the Teens Against Gang Violence. Then the narrative changed, and then it became, sorry for your loss. Unfortunately, these things happen in this community. And I think for me, that's when it was like the straw that broke the camel's back. Why are we okay when something bad happens to black and brown children, but we're not okay when it happens in other communities? And we needed to do something. And so the Peace Institute was birthed to serve as a center of healing, teaching, and learning for families and communities impacted by murder, trauma, grief, and loss. 1996. And I remember, seeing all the walks. There was a Stop the Violence and the domestic violence and all of the walks that were important. I realized Mother's Day. Who else is feeling what I'm feeling? And we walked, a small handful of us. And then it just became, a life of its own. This is our 29th walk.
Some persons over there, they have like a 20, 30, 10 years old when they lost the loved ones. But some people, it's like only a few months. The walk is a unity for different kind of women.
We're all a part of a club that we don't want to be a part of. So it's sad, it's heartbreaking, but it's uplifting because we're there for each other. We uplift each other, we hold each other when we do this walk and when we come together as one.
When I'm up on that Sunday morning and I'm outside, you see everybody with the posters and the t-shirts and everything. It brings a little breath of fresh air to know that, you're not alone.
For those of us who have, birthed our children and at the same time have had to bury our children, I will say, burying a child, it is the worst pain. It's an ongoing the what if, it's always a part of me.
And from what I've heard from people who are further along in this, I was told that you just learn how to deal with it better, but it never goes away.
I learned to live with it. I learned how to cope with this. And they take me 10 years to put myself together. And I start to do something else for different people. Some days I'm down and up, but I learned to live in that new process in my life.
And you know, people tend to tell you, let go and let God, you know, time heals all wounds. Yeah, it does. And the wound is still there because the scar is still there. So grief, there's nothing wrong with grief. And I think many times what we tend to do is that we want to shame mothers for grieving. No, grief is just how much we loved the person that is no longer here. I am honored to be the mother of Louis, Alexandra, and Alan. They are my teachers. Louis is always, not was my son, Louis is always my son.
I do a lot in honor of Deja, keeping her legacy alive. Deja was wonderful, and she leaves behind a beautiful baby girl. You know, I just never want her to forget who her mother was, so that she'll be able to carry on her mother's legacy as well.
Mother is a gift. It's a gift and honor for me. For me, be a mother is the best thing happen in my life. If I come in another life, I hope to be a mother with the same ones. If they give me an extra one, I'm not complaining.
A mother's love is everything. A mother's love is selfless. A mother's love is nurturing, caring, loving, providing. It's the best feeling, the best thing to ever be in life is to be someone's mom. It never stops. It never stops. You're a mom until your last breath.